What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Fandoms Anonymous, another episode in the one-on-one series where we talk to everyday people all over the United States. And we do talk about superheroes on this channel. We talk about aliens and, you know, people from Krypton and people from Gotham and people from New York. It doesn't matter what it is. We go over all of it. But we also like to talk to people about what it is that they do, and that's what this one-on-one series is all about. So if you haven't checked out the one-on-one series, go and check out all the other interviews that we've done. But today we got a special interview. I got my big brother on the line, Mr. Shedrick Lang. What's going on, Cedric?
Hey, what's going on, little brother? I'm glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Most definitely. Now, when people think about heroes, of course, they go straight to the comic books. They go straight to the movies that we're seeing. They go to your Thor, your Iron Man, your Superman, Batman. You know, they go straight to that type of thing. But there are everyday heroes in everyday society, the real world, not Krypton or Cybertron or wherever it is that you go in your mind when you read these comic books. But there are people like police officers and firefighters. And Shedrick is a firefighter. So a lot of people take that synonymously. That's not even a word, I don't think. A lot of people take that along with firefighters being heroes because they go and do the job that a lot of people can't do. They go and do the job when people need protected. They go and save people from fires that a regular everyday person couldn't put on a fireman suit and run in a burning building and save a life. So we're taking out the time today to talk about real heroes. And I want to talk to my brother Cedric about what it is to be a firefighter, because there may be some of you out there who want to get in this type of profession. If it may not be firefighter, you might want to be a police officer. You might want to be a security guard. You might want to be something that people look at that is synonymous with the word hero. So, Shedrick, what is the firefighter life like?
Firefighter life, actually not everybody is called to do it. I mean, there's a lot of people that want to be firefighters. I mean, a lot of people that we started off in this process, like when I first started off to be an Atlanta firefighter, it was 1,200 of us on the day of the CPAT test. A CPAT is an acronym for Candidate Physical Ability Test. Basically, where it's like 10 minutes of these drills that you go through, and they have these exercises set up, and you have to do them correctly in order to go to the next phase of being hired. Out of 1,200 people, 253 of us passed it. That's just day one. Okay, it's a 6-month process. So when I say a lot of people are called to do this, but not many people to make it, that's exactly that. I mean, that's just the physical part of it. But as far as mentally, you have to want to be you have to love people. You have to want to help people. This is not a profession that if you're looking to get rich, no, that's not going to happen. But if you want to live comfortable and you want to have a job that's very respectable, a job that you can be very proud of, a job that when you wake up in the morning, you're glad to get up in the morning. And that's another thing about it. Also, working as a firefighter, we don't work like everybody else. We work one 24-hour shift, and we're off the next 48 hours. So basically, you only work 10 days a month. Kind of cool, right?
Now that's something I've never known.
Yeah,
I never knew that. I thought firefighters. Well, see, TV can make you believe that firefighters are just at the firehouse all day long, you know, day by day, waiting on a call, and then they go out. So to learn that information, I'm learning something new as well, and I hope you guys that are listening are learning something as well.
Right. I mean, like, it's a great profession. Like, when people hear that you work for 24 hours, they're like, oh, my God, 24 hours, that's a long time. Now, you're thinking about your regular 9-to-5 job. Okay, yes, we do work. We get calls, and, you know, depends on what station you are at, you know, how many calls that you get. But, like, working a 24-hour shift, like at 9 o'clock, we put on our bed clothes and we go to sleep. We have beds at the job, so we actually only wake up when the bell rings to go get a call.
Right.
Now, sometimes you wake up a lot during the night. Sometimes you can sleep through the whole night. So it's kind of like a hit or miss. Depends on what area you're in.
So it's not like you're just up like zombified like The Walking Dead. I know that's one of your favorite shows.
I love that show. Come on, brother. You know me. I love The Walking Dead.
Do not text, call, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, tweet, anything on social media to Cedric on Sundays when The Walking Dead is on.
Oh, of course, it would not get Yes, you will. Especially when we at the firehouse, everybody got the same mentality. We even hate to get a call when The Walking Dead come on. We'd be like, man, you better record this while we gone. Yeah, so that's how it is.
So, like when you hear 24 hours, like I said, a lot of people would think, like I was saying, that you just up and you just moaning and groaning. But if there's nothing to do, I mean, it may be a little tidying up you do around the firehouse, but, when there's a call, and we even see that on TV movies. When there's a call, everybody gets up and jumps into action. Just like our superheroes. If the bat signal goes off, everybody jumps into action. Batman in that cave, he hitting that street, whatever he driving in to get to what's going on. So next question I got for you is, what made you get into firefighting?
That's a good question because I had a job that I was working at. Some would call it a dead-end job. Well, I would call it a dead-end job anyway. I mean, I wasn't happy there. I was just doing it just to make a living. And one of my sister's good friends, he had became a firefighter. He went through the process. And I remember he had a job just like I had. And I remember him talking to me. He'd just be excited all the time about his job. He's like, man, I love my job. And I'm like, nowadays, how many people you hear say they love their job? Not many, right? So if you hear somebody say that they love their job, you should probably listen to them. And I never forget, they started hiring. He's like, man, you need to apply. I'm like, dude, you want me to run inside the burning building while everybody else running out? So he started laughing. It was kind of like jokingly. But when I heard exactly what firefighters do, I was like, Ben, I think I can do that. Actually, I want to do that because being ex-military, being a service to the country and all of this, I'm like, let me be a service to my community. Because, that's something that makes me feel good to help people less fortunate. So he got me into the process. I took all the tests, passed all the tests, went through the academy in Atlanta, which was a year and 2 months. And then after that, I got into the field. And then I liked it so much. I mean, like only working 10 days a month, you actually have time to get like a part-time job if you want it, because it's not just being a firefighter. You also have to be an EMT and an EMT advanced. EMT means emergency medical technician. So I'm right under a paramedic. So you can have a part-time job like riding on the ambulance or whatever, but being a firefighter and being an EMT, I liked it so much. Henry County was hiring for firefighters also. So actually I worked 2 full-time jobs. So instead of working 24/48, I actually worked 48/24, but I doubled my salary.
Right. Hey, you can't beat that, and that's where that smarts come in. That figuring out, okay, if I can do this, then I can do that. And like you said, a lot now some people might be listening thinking, man, 24 hours was bad enough, about 48. But just like if you hear the example he gave, you still get that rest time, and it's not rest time just to lay down. It's rest time to be prepared for whatever is upcoming next. Now,
right, exactly.
We go way back. Guys don't know there's a big age gap between the two of us. I go back to when I was still a toddler and baby running around, the house while everybody was playing the Sega Genesis and whatnot. So looking back at those times, what would you say, looking back then, what was your comic thing? What was your fandom? What was the thing that you were most into?
My thing that I was most, you asked me my favorite superhero?
Right.
Actually, I mean, without a doubt, I grew up in, when I was your age, like you said, when you was running around, we was playing Nintendo or whatever. When I was your age, it was like in the early 80s. So Superman was the big thing. You know what I'm saying? He was always on TV and all of this. And I saw Superman as the person that, like, man, just the guy that you really want to be like. He's virtually invincible besides, the kryptonite thing. He's always helping people, and everybody's always glad to see him. He's always there to do good, no matter what, anything bad that can happen. If Superman there, everybody feels okay. And it's kind of like that with firefighters. Like, you could be in a position where it's total chaos and things going wrong. When the firefighters hop up on scene, everybody like, firefighters here. All right, everything cool. So it's kind of like a Superman mentality, you know what I'm saying, with firefighters. Even though we're mortal men, we are mortal men, but we are blessed to have a job and a skill that we're trained for situations to bring order to chaos,
Right.
If somebody's having, like most of the people think of firefighters as just fighting fire. No, it's not the case. We fight fire probably about 20% of the time. Most of the time we get called out, somebody's having a heart attack, somebody's having a stroke, somebody's having difficulty breathing, somebody is having an allergic reaction, a pedestrian got hit by a car, somebody got shot, somebody got stabbed. You know what I mean? Like it's mostly medical. And so they stress a whole lot on the medical part also. Yeah, car accident with entrapment. I mean, like the list just goes on and on and on, everything that they call us for. But, I mean, they train you for it. That's why the academy is so long, because they have to train you for these different scenarios. But the training don't stop there. Once you get to the field, it's a constant learning process, because they can teach you all day long, but nothing beats experience. Once you have experience being in these situations, yes, it's going to be frightening. Yes, you're going to feel like, oh, my God, can I really do this? But the more you're in those situations, the more you start to deal with it, the more you start to cope with it.
Now, another thing I know you like is video games, and we just started a new segment. We just started a new segment called Let's Play GameCube. So on that segment, we're gonna be playing all type of old school GameCube games from the great early 2000s. As juveniles say, the 99 and 2000. So we're gonna be playing some different games. But you old school. So you're Atari, Sega Genesis, the original Nintendo, not Super Nintendo.
Yeah, the original
Nintendo system. So what was your favorite games back then, and are you playing any games now?
Yes, my favorite game, without a doubt, like I've beat like countless games. I mean, you know that was my thing, was beating the game. But I have to say the hardest game that I had to beat, because there was no instruction manual to it, you just had to have skill, was Mike Tyson Punch-Out. Like that was like I was on top of the world. The day I beat Mike Tyson, that was just like, you couldn't tell me anything. Because I never forget the first time I fought Mike Tyson, and I was like, all right, I'm ready. This is a dream fight. And as soon as the fight started, like 3 seconds in, he threw a lightning punch, hit me one time, and I fell out and hit the ground. I'm like, oh, my God, I can't win. I mean, like, I just felt like the worst, like somebody just stabbed me in my heart. I'm like, how am I going to beat this guy? But after fighting him, I found out a little strategy. And, man, once I beat that game, I was like, dude, I could beat anything. But Mike Tyson Punch-Out won. Contra, love Contra. I love all the Metroids, all the Zeldas, because it's a thinking game. You have to, constantly think, where's this item, where's that item, do I need this to get that? I love games to make you think. What else? As far as Nintendo, Sega Genesis, of course, all the Sonic the Hedgehogs. I used to love Altered Beast. Love that game. I mean, it's just so many of them, man. It's kind of crazy to try to name right now. I mean, even other games like so you remember Neo Geo?
I remember that one.
Yeah, it was a game system called Neo Geo. It didn't last long. It was a game called Crosswords on there. It was kind of like a medieval type thing, but it was a first person like attack and defense crosswords game. It was kind of wild. It didn't last for long, but it was a pretty good system. I don't know why I didn't catch on like it did, but hey, that's just how it goes, man. Video game world. They're gonna come, they're gonna go. The great's gonna stay, and the ones that don't, hey, I don't know.
Now, are you playing anything right now currently?
No, actually, no, man. I work so much, I'm not playing anything. I'm just, saving lives and watching Fire Stick. But I am getting that new, that old Nintendo game system that just came out. They got 50 games on it or something like that.
Oh, the one you can plug and play.
Yeah, the plug and play. I'm getting that one, but yeah, man. Other than any other game system, I haven't plugged into it yet. I've been thinking about getting a new PlayStation, but I don't know. I mean, I really don't have a lot of time to play it.
Right. Now, another question I got for you, we're gonna wrap this up. What words of encouragement would you have for those who are interested in this field?
The thing about it is, if it's in your heart and you know that you want to help people, this would be a great opportunity for you. I mean, and another thing about it is, I know that this profession, it's a dangerous profession. but it's a fulfilling profession. I mean, like, they'll train you and push you to your limits, and you go to limits that you never knew you had. Like, I've been in the Army. I have not been in the Army training that was harder than this firefighter training. I've been in, even in the academy, we had people from Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. And all of us, because I used to jump out of helicopters in the Army. Air Assault School, I thought that was the hardest school ever. But by far, the fire service was the hardest training I ever had to go through. But the thing about it is, they teach you how to do it. And if you don't give up, and if you believe in yourself, and this is a profession that you want to do, hey, go for it, hands down. And another thing is, if you do fail the first time, don't give up, because it's not uncommon for somebody to fail at it the first time and then get it the second or the third time. Actually, the guy that was right over me, that was the president of our class, actually with the high score, he actually got denied. I made it through my first time. I was fortunate. I made it through my first time, but he actually got denied the first time. He could have gave up and been like, okay, maybe this ain't for me. But he came back the next time, and next thing you know, he's the top of the class. So right. Even if you get into it and you don't get it the first time, don't give up if this is something what you really want to do, you know. So, I mean, hey, just shoot for it. If this is what you want to do, just find out the county that you're in, find out what's the requirements, and go for it.
And with you stating that, there has been a word with everybody that we've talked to in this one-on-one series that has been revolving around, and it hasn't necessarily been said vocally, but the word is consistency. You have to be consistent in anything that you do. I mean, we talked to a young lady that told us how to start your own business. We talked to a guy who does entertainment and music in New York. We talked to a man who does bead art on hats, and he's getting noticed by celebrities. Talked to a guy who does cosplay costumes, a guy who does content creating on the web, and all of them said the same thing. They may not have said the word consistency, but their wording and their encouragement revolves around not giving up. And you just gotta be consistent in everything it is that you do. Even with this YouTube channel I'm working on, we are right at the cusp of 10,000 views, and this channel has only been up for about 4 months. We're running on month 4. So it's all about consistency. Even consistency on my everyday job. I work for Sprint. I'm a supervisor for Sprint at a call center, and there are other people around us that, you know, the regular agents, they're always looking to us for answers. And we have to be consistent with our knowledge so we can give them knowledge, so they can become the supervisors one day, and we can become the managers. And, you know, it's a continuous overflowing process. So we have to utilize that word in our lives in order to be successful. But Shedrick, I do thank you for joining us today on this one-on-one series episode. Is there anything else you want to leave with tonight?
Huh?
Is there anything else that you want to leave with the people?
Yeah, I mean, like, just to piggyback off what you said, like, consistency. I mean, I've always been told consistency wears down resistance. You know, even if that door does slam in your face. I mean, like, don't just stop there. You know what I'm saying? Constantly knock at the door. Constantly knock at the door. Eventually it's going to open. And even if it don't open, hey, maybe it's time to kick the door in. Who knows? I mean, that's how we do it as firefighters. I mean, like, you can put it in your everyday life. But, yeah, man, that's about it. I mean, like, one thing I want to tell you, man, I'm so proud of you, dude. You came a long way. I mean, you're doing big things. Like you said, you're consistent also. Anything that you ever need from me, man, you know you got it with your brother. And also, when Dragon Con comes here, you better be here, because I'm looking at this authentic Black Panther suit. It's black, laced in gold. I think I'm going to be a Dragon Con this year.
That's Black Panther. I've been told that I need to do Dragon Con this year. A friend of mine named Kelvin Garlington, he's in the Navy, and he's stationed in, he's from Mobile. You guys know we're from Mobile, Alabama, greatest city on earth. And he's home of the Mardi Gras. Don't never forget. Never forget. And he's trying to get restationed back south. So he was like, look, Dragon Con, we got to go. If I get the station back down south, we're going to Dragon Con. I've been looking at something I want to cosplay for myself, so I've got to get some measurements and some stuff sent off so I can go ahead and go with that. But again, Cedric, we do thank you for hopping on here with us today. Guys, if you don't know who we are, we're Fandoms Anonymous. That's FANDOMSANONYMOUS. We're all over the internet. We're on Facebook. Come join the group. Join our discussions. Follow us on the Facebook page where you can like the page and see our daily updates. Also follow us on Twitter at anonymous_fan17 and also follow us on Instagram at fandoms_anonymous17. But guys, if there is anything else, thank you for watching and have a good one.
All right, thanks for having me.
Fandoms Anonymous.